Hello and welcome back to the Fracking Farmhouse. We've been away for a while, but that's because fracking was going nowhere in this country. And I was very confident, and we thought, well, you know, if they're not going to threaten us, we'll have a holiday, because the people at INEOS who want to threaten our communities, they're having a holiday, they're having a break, so I thought we'd have a break. But just up the road recently, we've had a village just like Marsh Lane, Woodsetts in South Yorkshire. Now, INEOS want to drill that village, just like here at Marsh Lane, and drill exploratory well. It's right by sheltered housing, okay? So you've got vulnerable people there, and they want to put a track right there, 50 metres from people's homes, and they're oh, it's all right, we'll put a big wall, the Great Wall of INEOS, and that will block it out. I've always said, when the public inquiries, they keep changing the rules. Just before we had a public inquiry last year, we had a written ministerial statement that said, we really like fracking, and that kind of blew our ship out of the water. Woodsetts, brilliant people, they raised £50,000, right? That's a small village coming out of their own money, own fundraising. You know how hard it is to get that money together. We gave them, you know, from Eckington Against Fracking donated £1,000 because we've been fundraising, but they got £50,000 together so that they could hire their best legal team, because they saw the mess that Rotherham Borough Council had made at Hart Hill. They saw how we struggled without our own legal representation. So they were going up against the big boys, INEOS with their millions. And they got the traffic guy who won Rosica inquiry, and they got a barrister to speak for them. And so they prepared and they worked really hard. Fantastic people, and they went through that fortnight inquiry, and you know, they like we did actually with our inquiry. We thought we got a chance here, you know, we've got a real chance because we've got the truth on our side, you know. Our case, you know, we've got proximity to the village and also the airfield and unsuitable roads and all that, and they've got the proximity to the village. You know, it's Greenbelt, it's a lovely area. You wouldn't want an industrial setting for a very dangerous method of extracting fossil fuels, but of course INEOS say, oh, it's only exploratory well, only exploratory well. After the thing, they thought they'd done very well, and then we heard that James Brokenshire has called in the result. That meant this minister for the government has stood up and said, well, I wasn't in the room at all, I didn't hear any of the evidence, I didn't listen to the villagers, I didn't listen to people, but I'm going to make the decision. It's like they changed the rules to suit them at random, and I was very, very upset when I heard that, because they raised all that money. They put their case to the inspector. The inspector was in the room and was listening to them and their legal team. Surely that's what you pay the inspector for. But no, James Brokenshire has said, I'll read the inspector's report, but then I'll make the decision, because it's nationally significant. Which sounds pretty awful, doesn't it? But then I only found out this on Monday. James Brokenshire, he's not an energy guy. He is head of housing, communities and local government. So you've got a guy whose brief is to look after housing, communities and local government, and he thinks fracking is nationally important. Well, it is, because these operations will be industrial operations in housing areas, in communities, and are universally opposed by local government, because the Woodsetts case that he's judging on has been rejected by the local government, Rotherham Borough Council, Metropolitan Borough Council, twice. So when I found that out, I thought, well, maybe, I mean, watch this space. Has this guy stepped in and saying, actually, I'm going to stand up for the people that I'm supposed to be looking after, housing, communities and local government, and realise that fracking is against all of them? Or is he just being bought out by the fossil fuel companies? Is he having holidays on Jim Radcliffe's yacht in Monaco, where Jim Radcliffe lives to dodge his taxes? We will find out soon. So my heart is with you, people of Woodsetts. Well done for all your fundraising, well done for all your effort. I'm just sorry that the decision will not be made by a person who was in the room. We are run by a bunch of, I'm finding it so hard not to swear, but we are being run by a bunch of idiots, and now they've got a runoff between two total idiots as to who run the country. You'd think that you'd look for somebody who experienced, not just a member of the Conservative Party. I mean, I despair, actually. I despair that you've either got the Johnson or somebody who will be really easy to find a rhyme for his name as Prime Minister. You know, it's shocking, but that, I'm not going to get political. It's all political, isn't it, who makes decisions in this country? But we'll not have fracking. We must keep up public resistance to fracking, and I believe we will win. They can't force this through. It's not safe in this country. But we're with you, Woodsetts people, and if they do decide to drive trucks down your road, we'll stand in front of the trucks with you, because fracking cannot happen here, will not happen here. James Brokenshire, I hope you're listening. Make the right decision, seeing as you put your hand up. I'll make the decision. Read the science, James, and ban fracking. Thank you very much for listening to the Fracking Farmhouse. Click link, subscribe, all that. Thanks, bye.